Noetix.
Dance higher, dance higher, dance higher.
Are you in your 40s or 50s? Then you know this feeling. You wake up already thinking about bills, and you fall asleep still doing math in your head. You've worked for 10, 15, 20 years. You've shown up, you've been responsible, and yet at the end of the month, your bank account still looks like it's on life support. Your kids need braces, sports fees, tutoring. The grocery total keeps climbing. One unexpected car repair and your chest tightens. You're not lazy. You're not bad with money. You're just trapped in the most brutal loop there is. Work harder, get drained, feel scared, play it safe, stay stuck. And then you tell yourself, at my age, stability is enough. Enough for what? To slowly bleed out financially? Here's the truth. Money doesn't chase the person who tries the hardest. Money follows the person who thinks clearly, acts deliberately, and builds the right habits. If you're done living on edge and you're ready to flip the switch, comment 1. I want to know how many of you are still hungry. He didn't have some dramatic aha moment with fireworks. It was quieter than that. Worse than that. The next morning, Daniel went back to work like he always did. Same cold air, same heavy tool belt, same customers asking for discounts like his time didn't matter. But something inside him had shifted. Not hope, not confidence, more like anger mixed with clarity. Because he realized he'd been living with a hidden rule for years. Money is hard. Money runs out. People like me don't get ahead. He never chose that rule. He inherited it. From the way his parents stressed over bills, from the way his town talked about rich people like they were a different species, from every time life punched him and he told himself, see, this is just how it is. That afternoon, he stopped by a small cafe to fix a broken cabinet hinge. The owner was an older man named Elias, calm, sharp-eyed, the kind of guy who didn't rush when everyone else was panicking. While Daniel worked, Elias watched him for a while and finally said, "You work like a machine, but you think like a victim." Daniel froze. Heat rushed up his neck. He wanted to snap back. He wanted to walk out. But the truth landed too clean to ignore. Elias leaned in, voice low. "Your brain is like a radio. Right now, it's tuned to one station, scarcity. Every thought you repeat is a command, and your life keeps obeying." Daniel swallowed hard. "So what, I just think happy thoughts and money shows up?" Elias shook his head. "No, you stop feeding the station that's killing you. You rewire the way you see money. Then your actions change. And when your actions change, your results can't stay the same." Daniel didn't fully believe him, but for the first time in years, he felt something dangerous. A tiny crack in the prison wall. Elias didn't give Daniel a motivational speech. He gave him a method. Simple, uncomfortable, and impossible to half-do. 30 days, Elias said. No excuses, no skipping. You're going to train your brain the same way you trained your hands. Daniel exhaled through his nose. Train it how? Elias held up 3 fingers. Step 1, pick a number, a real one. Not more money, that's a wish. I want a target. Daniel hesitated, like saying it out loud would make him arrogant, but he wrote it anyway. $5,000 a month. His heart pounded. That number felt illegal for someone like him. Elias nodded. Good. Now write why. Daniel's pen shook as he wrote, shoes for Lily, no panic when the car breaks, a fridge with food that lasts past Friday. Step 2, rewire your inner voice, morning and night. Elias slid a card across the table. On it was one sentence. I create $5,000 a month because I bring value to people. Daniel almost laughed. It sounded fake. Elias cut him off. You repeat scarcity for free every day. Try repeating power for 60 seconds. So Daniel did, quietly at first, then louder, eyes closed, seeing the notification, feeling his chest loosen for once. Step 3, ask the action question every single day.
Elias leaned forward. This is where people lie to themselves. He tapped the card. Every morning, what will I do today to get closer to $5,000? One action, not a dream, an action. Daniel stared at the words, swallowing hard, because for the first time, he knew exactly why he was stuck.
He'd been working hard, but he hadn't been working on the right moves. Day 1 felt ridiculous. Daniel stood in his workshop before sunrise, repeating that sentence like it was a broken nail stuck in his throat. I create $5,000 a month because I bring value to people. He didn't feel it, not even close. His brain fought back immediately. Who do you think you are? You're just a carpenter. You're barely surviving. But he remembered what Elias said. Scarcity is a station you feed. So he repeated it anyway, teeth clenched, eyes tired, voice shaky. Then he asked the question, what will I do today to get closer to $5,000? And for the first time, his day didn't start with panic. It started with a plan. He wrote one action, raise his prices and stop apologizing for it. That afternoon, a customer tried to haggle him down like always. Daniel felt the old fear crawl up his spine, but he didn't fold. He calmly said, "That's my price." The customer walked away. Daniel's stomach dropped. Great, you just scared away money. That night, he wanted to quit. He wanted to crawl back into the comfort of being reasonable. But he did step 2 again. He repeated the sentence, then step 3 again. One action tomorrow. Day 5, he printed a simple card. Daniel, custom shelves, repairs, installations. He left a stack at the hardware store. Embarrassing? Yes, but he did it. Day 9, he asked 2 old clients for reviews. One ignored him. One replied, sure. A single 5-star review hit his phone like a spark in a dark room. Day 14, someone messaged, saw your review. Can you quote a built-in cabinet? Daniel stared at the screen, chest tight. This wasn't luck. This was motion. Week by week, the fear didn't disappear, but it got quieter, and something else got louder. Momentum. If you're ready to take control, comment 1 and write the number you're aiming for in the next 30 days.
Noetix